For the second time in 6 days, Lucas Oil Stadium plays host to NFL preseason football. It is the all-important week number 3 of the preseason as the Colts play host to the San Francisco 49ers. We thank you for joining us at Lucas Oil Stadium alongside a man that patrolled NFL sidelines for some 27 years, Rick Venturi. My name is Greg Rakestraw. Thank you so much for joining us for Indianapolis Colts football. Again, a lot of emphasis is always placed on week 3 of the preseason, Coach. You think that's especially the case for this football team?
Well, I do, Greg. We had a good performance against Seattle, struggled a little against Baltimore, so this becomes even more significant. The dress rehearsal, as we know, is the most important 3 hours of preseason football because of the extension of our starters. We need Andrew and offense to play really well, and we're really excited about seeing the preseason debut of Malik Hooker. With 15 days to go, a really strong performance here today is vital.
Time now for our Bud Light keys to the game. 3 things to focus on. Take it away, Coach.
Well, the first key is the offense needs to score touchdowns. Adam is the greatest place kicker of all times, but it's really important to score 7. And you're going to get that by either getting big plays or finishing off drives in the red zone. Let's get that tonight. Let's become a scoring team. All right, number 2, very important that our defense stops Garoppolo. I saw some bright spots last week on defense, but we have struggled against the Wilson and against the Flacco. Tonight, we got the hottest young quarterback in the National Football League. We're going to see him. Very important that our starters stop him and get going. And number 3, I think it's really important, okay, it's very important that we play a very clean game. Basically, we're going to be close to the regular season. We've got to knock off the penalties from last week. Ball security is important. Getting off the field is important. The time for success is tonight in this dress rehearsal.
The keys to this game are presented by Bud Light, game day's favorite light lager. Colts, Niners. Starting lineups, opening kickoff. Come your way next as you're watching Indianapolis Colts football.
Colts preseason football is brought to you by Bud Light, game day's favorite light lager. United Healthcare, enter helmets at colts.com/UHC. And by Kittles. Kittles, Indiana's home team since 1932.
The pomp and circumstance of an NFL game, whether it's preseason or regular season, remains the same. The flag that takes up most of 100 yards of the field here at Lucas Oil Stadium on this brand new turf that was installed over the course of the last month. We'll have the national anthem for you. Great performers each and every week. Today, it is the Indianapolis Symphonic Choir.
Holiday tradition, Festival of Carols every December, in the singing of our national anthem.
Stripes and bright stars.
Moments away from kickoff here at Lucas Oil Stadium, the game that is known as the dress rehearsal. Colts and 49ers. Each of these two teams had practices before their second preseason game a week ago with opposing teams. Now all of the focus is on the team across from them, the game that is most realistic to what you will see in the regular season. Time to find out who's back in action, presented by Indiana University Health, the official healthcare system of the Indianapolis Colts and the state's most trusted name for comprehensive care for your whole family. Both those names, Rick, vital for the Indianapolis Colts this season.
Well, there's no question about it. Hooker has a chance to be a really, really top free safety in this league, and getting him back is awesome for this defense. What a shot in the arm. And as far as Denzel Good, we know the right tackle position is fluid. Denzel has the ability to do it. It's great to see him back in there. I'm sure he'll be on both guys will be on some kind of pitch count, but hopefully they can assert themselves tonight.
I know the plan for Denzel is approximately 20 snaps this evening. Time to welcome in the third member of our broadcast crew. Time for our first of many Toyota Sideline Reports this afternoon. We say hello to Caroline Camp.
Thank you very much. Well, Rick, you hit on some players that are going to be back in action, but there's still a list of Colts players not going to play tonight. And in their spot, it's a big opportunity for number 91, Hassan Ridgeway, a defensive tackle who currently holds the lead for the NFL with sacks in this preseason. There's been 2 games, and he has 4 sacks. Now, tonight we'll see if he can make those sacks happen in the first half against a number 1 offense. Back to you guys.
Caroline, thank you very much. And Coach and I were both nodding our heads vigorously. Hassan has made the most of his opportunity so far, his 3rd year with the team. But Rick, we think that the switch from a 3-4 to a 4-3 benefits him greatly.
There's no question about it. He's a kid that has and twitch that he's shown. So Caroline is exactly right. Let's get him in there, you know, with the junkyard dogs here in the first quarter and see how he responds. He's been impressive in camp.
For their choice for the second half, which way you want to kick? Kick that. Indianapolis will receive the ball on this end.
That is our referee, Sean Smith. The Niners win the toss. They have elected to defer. And yes, it does not matter which end you kick towards here in the great indoors at Lucas Oil Stadium. FedEx is proud to deliver the game ball for the Indianapolis Colts. FedEx, solutions that matter. One of the issues for the Indianapolis Colts, Rick, has been punt returns and kick returns. Nyheim Hines, a young man, will have an opportunity to kind of fix some demons from early in the preseason. There you see the first-year head coach of the Indianapolis Colts in Frank Reich. Of course, more than a decade as a quarterback, 129 career appearances, only 22 of those as a starter. More about Frank's playing days a little bit later on in the broadcast, but coaching experience as well, part of the Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles a season ago. Before that, the San Diego Chargers. Of course, some time here on Tony Dungy's staff, and Jim Caldwell too with the Indianapolis Colts.
And you're exactly right on Hines. I want him just to relax tonight and be himself and hang on to the ball, but just relax and be yourself.
The rookie out of North Carolina State has had some issues. In fact, he fumbled the opening kickoff of the second half in Monday's loss to the Baltimore Ravens. Ball is kicked off. That is the punter and Pinion for the 49ers, who also handles the kickoff duties, and won't see much from Nyheim Hines here in the first kick opportunity or return opportunity of the game. The Colts will start this drive at their own 25-yard line.
And I think you're going to see Haig at left tackle and Howard at right tackle to start the game. And again, we will see Good as we go, but look for maybe a little bit of quicker tempo tonight as well.
So Austin Howard, kind of in that rotating door at right tackle, gets the nod to start the game. It is Jordan Wilkins lined up next to Andrew Luck in the shotgun formation. 4-man rush for San Francisco. Quick hitter to Wilkins. Makes the catch, knocked out of bounds. Solid gain on first down.
That's it. Very quick rhythm. A little bunch route. They had a little snag route in there to Hilton. And here you see Greg, they're going to be on the ball. This is the tempo we talked about.
Our Toyota starting lineups. LaRaven Clark gets the nod at left tackle. That spot will be held by Anthony Costanzo once the season begins. Thanks to our Central Indiana Toyota dealers. Toyota, the official vehicle of the Colts. Not much doing. on second down as Wilkins gets back to the line of scrimmage. He'll lose yards on the play.
Yeah, a lot of penetration.
Time now for our Toyota defensive starters in this contest. And the name of note for the Niners is Richard Sherman. He has led the NFL in interceptions since he joined the league in 2011 with 32. This is his first year away from the Legion of Boom in Seattle.
Absolutely. 3 number 1s in that front.
So 3rd and long after Wilkins lost 2 or 3 yards on that play. 4-man rush by the Niners. Offensive line giving Luck some time, but simply nobody open. And Luck goes down.
And this was our problem a week ago, especially when you get into that 3rd and 7. Basically, they came off our right side. We got no real separation. As you see, Howard really gets attacked there. Basically couldn't hold up. He ended up going backwards. And again, nobody opened at the time you had to release it.
Jeremiah Atalchu will get credit for the sack for the San Francisco 49ers. Additional pressure offered by Solomon Thomas. The Colts are a man short. There's still time. You see the play clock on your screen. It is the rookie in Jordan Wilkins from Ole Miss. Rigoberto Sanchez, his 2nd year out of Hawaii, and uncorks a beauty. Catch made. First gunner is missed. Sky Moore could not bring down the punt return. And eventually stepping out of bounds, the man on punt returns, Dante Pettis, one of the young draft picks for the San Francisco 49ers, a 2nd-round pick. And there is Jimmy Garoppolo.
Garoppolo is the story, the young story. He's 7-0. He's undefeated in the National Football League as a starting quarterback, and he was 11 for 13 last week. He's picked up right where he left off, Greg.
He led the Niners to 5 consecutive wins to end last season, even though they finished 6-10. Out of Eastern Illinois, flag is thrown immediately. Big gain on first down for the Niners. And that is a familiar name to NFL fans, Alfred Morris. For now has a gain of 17, but could this be coming back because of an early flag?
They illegal formation. Offense, number 11 was covering eligible receiver, number 88. Right. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay first down.
Got a little break there. They signed Alfred last Sunday, but remember now, Alfred is a 4.4 rusher lifetime in the NFL. And
very familiar name in Pierre Garçon. Spent the first 4 years of his career here with the Indianapolis Colts. Had 11 catches for 151 yards in the AFC Championship game that sent the Colts to Super Bowl 44. Again, it's the handoff. And again, there's room to run. It is a gain of more than 10. In fact, it'll be a pickup of 12. Some big holes created by the 49ers offensive line in the first 2 plays. Starters defensively for the Indianapolis Colts. And for the first time in their respective careers, the safety pairing of Malik Hooker and Clayton Gathers on the field for Indianapolis.
Yeah, that's critical. No question about that. Now, on first down, they are playing basically Hunt on the strong side and basically Sheard on the other side.
So a gain of 11 on the carry. Play fake here. Set up for the screen, and got to do one thing first. You got to catch him, and that is a name familiar to football fans here in this state. That is Raheem Mostert, who spent 4 years at Purdue.
Yeah, and what they're trying to do here is take advantage of the Colts' pursuit. The Colts are a run-to-the-ball team, and they're going to try to slow them down with screens and plays like that.
Mostert leads the Niners in rushing yards in the preseason with 57. This is his 4th year in the National Football League and seemingly has found a home with the San Francisco 49ers.
This is a big man-to-man down here at 3rd and 4. You got to choke them off.
4-man rush by the Colts. Garoppolo looking for the deep ball. Desir in coverage.
Good coverage.
The intended target on the play was Marquise Goodwin.
That was outstanding by Pierre. What we did is play what we call a one-rat, man-to-man, choke off the inside, one-on-one on the outside. Excellent play by Desir. That's the vulnerability of the defense. He ran with them all the way. Good job. Good stop. Way to get out of there.
Already as many incompletions on the opening drive as Garoppolo had all of last week. He was 10 for 12 in the Week 2 game against the Houston Texans.
That's so important for us to stop this starting lineup. That's a really good 3 and out, if you will.
Pinion, we mentioned him on the kickoff. The end-over-end punt. And Chester Rogers, of note, back deep to return that punt. Makes a fair catch inside the 10-yard line. Back with more in a moment as you're watching Indianapolis Colts football.
After that first series, he took the right tackle out, and Webb is in there now at right tackle. You just can't mess with that any longer.
Jamarcus Webb did not play a season ago, but given an opportunity early in training camp. Quick hitter Eric Ebron with the grab, the free agent acquisition from the Detroit Lions. And after 4 catches for 16 yards on Monday night, Ebron picks up 10 and moves the chain.
Yeah, this is a little stick route, what we call a stick route. Very quick rhythm. You see that little option right there, and that's what we have to do here for a while. That's what we need to do.
Give the handoff to Nyheim Hines, and again, much like we saw Wilkins on the opening drive, simply not much room to run the football. No gain on the play.
Yeah, we haven't had much movement. Had good movement the first week, not so much last week. You know, we've got to get that ball north and south a little bit here. Now, long yardage, got to get it back a little bit.
Second down and 10. Second drive of the game for the Indianapolis Colts. Niners bring 4. Luck steps up and will slide down. No need to try to extend that play in the preseason.
Good. This is a very good move by Haig. Was beat immediately on the snap. He's got a guy in his face right off the bat. No, he's got to take it out and take care of himself. Live to fight another day. 3rd and 9 now. This is a tough down for us right now.
You see the 3rd down conversion rate for the Colts so far this preseason.
They're faking blitz. They got them all up in there.
Trips
now
to
they
the top
bluff
side
out.
Of the formation. Absolutely fantastic seam route run by T.Y. Hilton. A 3rd down conversion on 3rd and 9.
Yeah, and what the Colts did there is they threw a very quick rhythm, even though it was 3rd and 9, and ended up really slicing a beautiful slant in there to Hilton. I mean, that's a big league throw right there in between 2 guys. And that's what you have to do. We're just not going to have a lot of time to throw, so you're going to have to quick rhythm. And the more we stay out of 3rd and long, and we can keep ourselves, Greg, into 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5, the better off we're going to be tonight.
T.Y. a Pro Bowler each of the last 4 years. In the last 4 years that he and Andrew Luck have been together, T.Y. has had over 1,000 yards receiving. So 2 first downs in the drive. It's Wilkins back in there. A little more forward progress this time, Rick, a gain of 3.
And that's what he does well. He's a north and south guy. You know, this is a little wham play, tight end back in. Now they're on you, Greg. They're going to try to get some tempo going.
This drive started at the 10-yard line for the Colts. Again, it's the handoff. It's Wilkins. He may have gotten a yard.
But you see here now, the good news here is this is a manageable 3rd down. Anytime you're in that 3rd and 3 to 6, it's very manageable. Again, inside zone, not much movement there, but we've got a makeable 3rd down here.
Line to gain is the 42-yard line. Everybody coming for the Niners. And Hilton could not get out of the break. Defended by Akello Witherspoon for the Niners. And here comes Rigoberto Sanchez for the 2nd time in the quarter.
Yeah, this is Witherspoon. Long corner like they like. Looked like he grabbed a little bit. Still a really good throw. I would say good play by Witherspoon.
Trent Taylor back deep to return for the Niners. Rigoberto, one of the best punters in the league last year in terms of net punting average. The last kick was returned for some 21 yards. That will not be the case this time. Next Niners drive starts inside their 20. Jimmy Garoppolo returns when we come back.
Now number 28 is our right corner, and Kenny Moore has moved into the slot corner. 2 rookie linebackers, Sky Moore, of course, and Leonard.
Motion across the formation for the Niners. That's Selleck. Garoppolo on the scene. Pierre Garçon, 1st down, Niners. Pierre in his 11th year out of Mount Union University, Division III powerhouse. Last year only played in about half of the games the Niners due to injury, but he worked with Kyle Shanahan during their time together in Washington.
Basically man-to-man off the right side. Desir is close, not quite close enough. Again, really good release and accuracy by the quarterback. Back to base defense here.
Handoff is Morris. Ridgeway in on the tackle. Najee Good there to help out as well. There's Kyle Shanahan, his second year as the man in charge of the San Francisco 49ers. Before that, the OC for the Falcons when they went to the Super Bowl 2 seasons ago.
You know, finished up so strong with that 5 consecutive wins with Garoppolo at the end. So, again, great expectancy this year, which changes the venue for them.
They have the longest active regular season winning streak in the National Football League, having won their last 5 games of the season. Fake to Morris. Garoppolo has time, finds Garcon again. Moore trying to track him down. He'll do it, but it is a massive gain for the Niners inside the Colts red zone down to the 15.
Yeah, this is one of the approaches against our team. Basically, when you play a lot of zone and a lot of play action and you see the linebackers frozen, they can't get back. And what happens is the zones expand vertically. They get deeper in there, you know, and that's why you will be forced to play more man-to-man as you go.
Garcon led the NFL in receptions back in 2013 with the Redskins. It's Morris on the handoff. Couple of yards on the play. Jabal Shear, the Colts leader in sacks a season ago, makes the tackle.
Yeah, that's a direct run right at the bubble. Actually, they're running right at Sky Moore. I think he's really improved the last 2 weeks, both him and Leonard. I mean, they're gonna struggle at times as young kids, but they have terrific talent, and I think they're going to be really good someday.
Well, second down here for the Niners at the Colts 12-yard line. And the handoff is to Morris. Morris will be taken down just shy of the first down marker.
Yeah, this is what we call a wrap or a wham play, where the tight end leads the running back, starts to our right. The tight end leads back up, gigantic hole there. And then Morris has made a living with that for a long time in the Shanahan offense. Big stop here, Greg, in the red zone. 3rd and 2 here. This is where all the marbles are right now in the NFL. Right now, you got to stop them right here.
Darius Leonard made the tackle on the previous play. Fake the handoff. Out in the flat, incomplete. Second time the Niners tried to run a variation of that screen, and simply a catchable ball was dropped.
Well, the good news for us is we have really struggled with the bootleg on the edge, and basically this time Hunt does a decent job of retracking and at least not letting him get on the edge. He throws it across his body, just a drop, but we'll take it here. We'll take it in the red zone.
In the regular season, you're taking 3. In the preseason, this length of field goal doesn't mean much. The Niners are going for it.
Absolutely, absolutely. We're going for it. He wants to see his team in short yardage again.
Once again, Morris is the setback. 3 wide receivers set for the Niners. Garoppolo on the slant.
Good job. Excellent job. Excellent job. Try to overload us, isolate on the weak side.
Pierre Desir on the coverage for the Colts. Still zeros on the board at Lucas Oil Stadium. Today's defensive coverage brought to us by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance.
Yeah, and this is the second really good play. Top of your screen, Desir in the red zone. Outstanding strip. Outstanding.
That was today's defensive coverage presented by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. When things change, your insurance should too. Find an Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance agent and stop knocking on wood. Empty set in the backfield for Andrew Luck. Has time this time and has room to run. He will proceed directly out of bounds. Shepherded that way by Jaquaski Tart.
You know, I always talk about this, Greg, on the red zone, how important it is. This is excellent. Again, we're struggling to get downfield people open. They're all over us. But this is smart by Andrew. Absolutely smart. He gets yardage and gets out.
Second and short. Positive gain on first down for the Colts. Wilkins back in now as the lone setback. And Wilkins tries to bounce it outside, and again, simply nothing there from his cornerback position. Akello Witherspoon out to make the play for the Niners, and Colts run game stuck in neutral or reverse right now.
Yeah, it really is. They're loading it up in there. They're bringing the corner off the edge right there. We're going to have to throw it, and eventually we're going to have to throw a play action here on first down and take a shot and try to loosen them up.
Witherspoon, in his second year out of Colorado, had 32 tackles a season ago. Colts to get the football past the 17-yard line.
Got straight man-to-man here. You can see it. Pick him. There it is. Rub it.
On the flat, Rodgers makes the catch. Spins away from his tackler. Will have the first down. And Chester Rogers steps out of bounds at the 31.
This outstanding concept. You could see it was man-to-man. They walked the linebackers out. Andrew knew ahead. They came in and they rubbed it. And then he ran a pivot back out, and excellent yak or yards after the catch. Nice job by Chester.
Good job blocking downfield by tight end Eric Ebron as well. Nyheim Hines with the carry. Spins away from a couple of tacklers, and for a guy that's not thought to be a physical back, 3 hard-earned yards by Hines.
You know, actually, when I watched him in college, I never bought the comparison to Sproles. I thought he was a one-cut guy, and that he was actually very physical for his size.
So many rookie skill position players taken by the Colts on day 3 of the draft this April. Luck, quick hitter, Hilton catches, sits down before Richard Sherman can make too much contact with him. 3rd and short.
And this is why it's so important to come up 2nd and 6. You can continue to throw that 3 or 5 step stick route.
Hand off to Hines.
Nope.
And Hines, there's a flag thrown. Hines was able to get the first down. However, he may have had some help in getting there.
Holding, offense number 72. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay 3rd down.
That is the rookie in Braden Smith, who after playing at right tackle on Monday, back to a guard position this afternoon.
Yeah, and you know, right now he's being haunted here with holding calls. Just keep your hands inside. One thing you got to do, you got to keep them inside the hitting surface.
The rookie guards both in at left guard and right guard. Quentin Nelson, Braden Smith, 1st and 2nd round draft picks. Niners again bring 4. Luck trying to buy time. And now
get down.
Got as much as he could and then fight another day.
And again, see, that penalty just kills you, you know, because now you go to 3rd and 10. Here it is. Nobody there. He's got to get out of there. Now, this is smart. Get down. Don't take the punishment right here. You know, the issue was over. It is legal to punt. But what killed us there, Rake, was the idea that we were 3rd and 5, and now we went to 3rd and 10. You got an 80% swing in probabilities.
Sanchez with the kick. Spirals this one. Fielded and then dropped immediately by the Indianapolis Colts. Flag is thrown at the end of the play. I think there was some contact from Darrell Daniels that an official did not like. And Sean Smith is our referee. See, the field judge is also missing a hat, so could be a couple of infractions on this play.
You know, going back to that
personal foul, kicking team number 47, lowering the head to initiate contact. 15-yard penalty added to the end of the run. First down.
Wow.
Timeout.
Welcome to the discussion point of the month of August in the National Football League. We'll talk more about that when we come back. Colts fans, be sure to visit the Bud Light Party Zone at Lucas Oil Stadium. The Bud Light Zone is above the north end zone in front of the windows that open to the Indianapolis skyline. Bud Light, game day's favorite light lager. Back to action, 3rd drive for Jimmy Garoppolo and the San Francisco 49ers. It is Morris on the handoff, and Morris off right tackle, knocked forward for a first down after a pickup of 11 yards.
Yeah, they're doing a heck of a job running the ball. They're blocking us up front. I mean, thank goodness we held on in the red zone, but we need to shore this up. Now we have Toure in for his NFL debut, number 57, and Simon on the left side.
In fact, that was the Komoko, the second-round pick from Rutgers, that made the tackle on that play. Morris again. Left side, same results.
Way too easy here. Way too easy. Now this is technically our second unit, but again, they were able to block us right on the edge. They were able to get right into the seam right there, up in north and south.
Kind of a hybrid right now, Rick. You're absolutely right. It's the second guys in the front seven. It's the starters in the defensive backfield right now.
Inside you have Roaches and you have Stewart.
So Morris picks up 9. Morris trying to earn a job with the Niners. Their top 2 running backs not playing in today's game, of McKinnon and Breida. Morris again. Not running like a potential roster cut for the Niners. First down.
He and Adrian Peterson have had a good 24 hours. This is a really fine running back. This is a guy that's averaged 4.4. They're gashing us because our linemen are coming upfield. We're not getting good fill from a linebacker standpoint, but the holes are huge. We got to settle down in there and take some people on. We're just running wild upfield.
Morris will get a breather on this play. This is Wilson. He'll dive forward inside the 25-yard line. Jeff Wilson Jr., the ball carrier.
This is one of those games where that red zone defense got to be great because they're getting there pretty quick, Greg.
All 3 drives of the Niners have crossed the 50-yard line. The last 2 have now gotten inside the 25. Line to gain is the 19. Hand off to Wilson. Flag thrown behind the play. Sky Moore ended up on the turf, and
they may have held him coming through there.
He was put there intentionally.
Tackled.
Holding offense number 75. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay, second down.
Laken Tomlinson, the guilty party for the San Francisco 49ers.
You know, it just kind of brings up the point that it's very difficult to drive, you know, just play after play after play. And that's why it's so important if you don't give up big plays. Like Desir made a really good play on the go route. You can kind of hang in there even if you're not great. You can hang in there if you're not giving up big plays.
That penalty takes us to the end of the opening quarter. Scoreless here at Lucas Oil Stadium as you're watching Indianapolis Colts football. The second quarter of action at Lucas Oil Stadium. Time now for the Forum Credit Union question of the game. What quarterback led the largest comeback in NFL history? We'll have that answer for you in just a little bit. One of the first time the Niners are behind the chains, Coach. Now 2nd and 13 after the penalty.
Yeah, this is where you got to get after them. They're going to just try to get back with the possession. They're going to try to get it halfway back.
After the breathing into the quarter, Morris back in there at setback. Garoppolo throws. Goodwin. Does he get his feet down? Yes, he does. Well done.
And this is the hole in that cover 2, right behind the corner and underneath the safety. You know, that's a big gain when you have the advantage. Now they're going quick.
Well, the Niners didn't think that he got his feet down. That's the reason they went quickly. Colts didn't get the challenge flag in time. Frank Reich had the red flag in his hand.
You have to replay that one. I'm not sure. I know this. Goodwin is really emerging as one of the top guys. He might have had it. I don't know. He might have had it, Greg.
Goodwin had more catches last year than he had in his previous 4 years in the National Football League combined. A guy that was 10th in the long jump at the 2012 Olympics in London. Morris with all kinds of room to run. Taken down inside the 5 by Malik Hooker. However, a flag was thrown late on the play.
On the Niners, outside.
During the run, holding offense number 15. 10-yard penalty for the spot of the foul. Second down.
We saw a lot of flags on Monday night, Rick, and we're seeing almost as many here tonight.
They jumped it out right side there, and you see him holding on. He's grabbing Kenny all the way. Thank you, Pierre. He's grabbing all the way. What's hurting us is we've been running a lot of what we call pirates, which brings the end and the tackle down to try to stop the run, and teams are just getting to the edge so easy against us. You know, we're going to have to shore it up a different way.
Garcon in his 11th year in the National Football League. Garoppolo throws, end zone, touchdown. Nope. Did not hang on. Did not complete the catch. The intended target for the Niners was Cole Hicatini.
Yeah, this is a seam route again against zone defense. They want to get it behind the linebackers and under the safety. You know, excellent job by Hooker. Great to have him back. Great job. Good range right there. Excellent. That's what you're looking at with Hooker. That's what you get that you don't get with an average guy.
First round draft pick of the Colts a season ago. Had interceptions in 3 consecutive games. 4-man rush. Garoppolo throws and overthrows everybody. Again, Hicatini was his intended target. And after not going for the field goal on their last drive, Niners looking for the points. They'll bring on Robbie Gould.
But still 2 very good red zone stops, you know, by the Colts. Again, over the long haul, 3s don't beat you. No matter how much you give on the field, if you can buckle up there in the red zone, then you got a chance to keep the game winnable. Excellent red zone defense in 2 series.
Gould had 39 field goals last year. Converts here to start the second quarter. Niners on the board first. They lead 3-0 as you're watching Colts football. Time now for the Citizens Energy scoring recap. 10 plays, 39 yards, 3:46 off the clock, and Robbie Gould, seemingly timeless. Not in the Adam Vinatieri department, but close as he connects on the field goal. 3-0 Niners.
Well, the thing, Greg, the biggest thing we're having, and this is another opportunity to change it. We're struggling a little bit like we did against Baltimore. We're not getting a lot of movement on the running game, nor are we getting separation on the passing game. And I know Frank doesn't want to show much in terms of the passing game, but eventually, you know, we're going to have to stack it, bunch it, move people around, I think, to create separation. But I think Andrew's done a pretty good job under really kind of adverse conditions here tonight by not giving it up.
Jeff Locke, who of course was here in camp with the Colts a season ago. This reaches the back of the end zone, and Nyheim Hines will take a knee. The Colts will start this drive at the 25-yard line. Time for the answer now to the Forum Credit Union question of the game. Which quarterback led the largest comeback in NFL history? It is the gentleman on your screen. That famous AFC wildcard playoff comeback from 35-3 down to a 41-38 victory in overtime. Frank Reich got the start in for Jim Kelly and led the Bills to that victory. Forum Credit Union, helping members live their financial dreams.
That was a crazy one. He did it at University of Maryland in college, too.
Coming against the University of Miami back in 1984. Handoff, that's Kristen Michael, the veteran who was signed by the team last June, but then almost as immediately got injured and spent all of last year on the IR. Former Super Bowl winner for the Seahawks.
Yeah, this is a straight zone play to our left. Everybody moving, but Sheldon Day got in there and got penetration, forced the cutback, and then the defensive end closed it down. Got to get movement.
For Sheldon Day, former Warren Central and Notre Dame star. Spent parts of his first 2 years with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Michael again. Good tough sledding by Michael. Crosses the 30-yard line, sets up a 3rd and manageable 5.
Yeah, very good by Christian to get us back in there where it's manageable. Now again, you can still throw quick here. You don't have to hold the protection, but you've got to do something to get people open, like we did with the Rodgers play. The Rodgers play was a rub in a stack situation, and you're going to have to do more of that.
We've seen some success on 3rd down for the Colts so far in this game. Four-man rush by San Francisco. Looking for Ryan Grant. Flag thrown. 1st down Colts.
Absolutely. Good play. No question about it. Andrews saw it, was one-on-one, single high. He was going to go to Grant regardless. He threw him open with a back fade. Witherspoon was grabbing him all the way.
Grant, of course, coming over from the Washington Redskins, and he was a player that was very well liked by the Washington Redskins.
Yeah, and he's a real reliable guy. He's not the fastest guy in the world, but if you get the ball around him, he's been a very reliable catcher.
Both by the defense. Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense number 99. That penalty's declined. Pass interference, defense number 23. The ball will be placed at the spot of the foul, automatic, first down.
Rarely do you turn down a 15-yard penalty. You do when the other penalty goes for 18.
Yeah, and this is Buckner. Oh, no question about it. Face mask to the head, not even close. And he was grabbing all the way, grabbed him before he got it. Again, really good execution by Andrew. He saw the one-on-one. He didn't have him beat, so he back faded him.
DeForest Buckner with the late hit. That's Ebron, second catch there.
Good job.
Able to keep the feet churning. Down right around the first down marker.
This is excellent by Andrew. You're really looking downfield, but the pressure was there. He stepped up and he got it out of there. People complain about that. That's excellent. See, because you're looking downfield with Ebron as the outlet. Excellent within that pocket.
Foster tripped him up, but Ebron picked up at least 4 more yards. They mark him down just shy of the first down. Sets up second down and short.
Single high. You're gonna have some shots here.
Michael. Ooh, won't get it.
That 2nd and 1's a good shot down. You know, you get a lot of single high from this team, almost exclusively single high. So their corners are either man-to-man or 3-deep zone almost the entire game. So whenever you need a play, you want to go outside. Now Sherman is in there. This is his first time back after the Achilles at left corner with Witherspoon on the right side.
Again, it's the handoff. It's Michael. Oh, dives forward. I don't think he got there. Mark Nazacha will get credit for the tackle.
German-born outside linebacker. They sent Harrell out of town this week, who is, started 2 years for them at Sam, and put him in the lineup. Well, we're going to go for it here, 4th and inches.
Knows the football, Rick, simply has to touch the 42-yard line. Need to gain about a foot if you're the Indianapolis Colts. Daniels is the fullback.
No, going for it. That's it.
Daniels is the recipient of said pass. First down, Colts. They've been good on 3rd down. Now 1 for 1 on 4th down as well.
This is the 2nd time this preseason that they've been in a 4th and 1 and made it look like run. Here's just the spider 2-wide banana. There's the fullback in the flat right there. Absolute 49ers just forgot to play the pass. Good call, Frank. Excellent call.
Not sure there's a deeper position on this team than tight end. Luck, quick hitter. Grant. Knocked to the turf.
Yeah, excellent throw. You can't, no separation. And the problem is when you're throwing quick, in defense of the receivers, you don't have a lot of time to beat that press unless you rub somebody. So, I mean, it's very difficult. It's tough sledding right now to make a living totally with 3- and 5-step drops.
Luck done in by his former college teammate Richard Sherman on that play. It's Michael.
Oh, safety blitz.
Nowhere to go. Kawan Williams. He had 54 tackles a season ago.
Yeah, and we've struggled with this here. This is the nickel coming off the edge. This is a nickel defense, nickel blitz. No chance. No chance.
If it wasn't Williams, Reuben Foster was in the backfield too.
Yeah.
Sets up 3rd and 13. You are in field goal range, but as Coach pointed out during the pregame, you want to score touchdowns with this first offensive unit. Luck.
Oh.
Able to avoid pressure. Gonna run. Luck needs the 17. Taken down to the ground. Does have the first down. You love the effort. Not sure you want to see that in the preseason, but you love the end result.
Absolutely terrific. That thing broke down immediately. They caved it in. Nowhere to go. This is what makes him special. He can extend plays. You hold your breath, but that's what makes him special. That's what gives you a chance to win.
The fast. Looking for Ebron.
Touchdown. Good job.
Touchdown for the Indianapolis Colts starting offense, Eric Ebron. The free agent acquisition from Detroit.
And that's what, that's what we've seen in practice. Basically, it's a tight end or Y seam, and it's a very quick play action. If you notice, he faked it very quick. You're throwing down the seam on 3 deep zone. Here comes Ebron on the right of your screen, right down the seam. Andrew got it out of there quick, inside the corner, inside the safety. That's a dead spot in that zone. And this is what we've seen from Ebron in training camp all year. It's great to see it out here on the field.
Ebron had 50-plus catches each of his final 2 seasons with Detroit.
And you mentioned it before, tight end is a very strong position for this team, and he is a bit of a headache for the defense.
Adam Vinatieri, as per usual, dead, solid, perfect. A connection Colts fans hope they hear a lot about this year. Luck to Ebron. The Indianapolis Colts in front, 7-3. The Indianapolis Colts in front. Let's take a look, Rick, how they got there.
Yeah, we're gonna watch this replay on Ebron, and again, he finds that dead spot in that 3 deep zone behind the linebackers and in between the safety and the corner. That is a dead spot if you get the ball there quickly, and Andrew got it there quickly.
Our Citizens Energy scoring recap, and you love this, the numbers you see. 10, 75, and 450. That's what you want your offense to be about. Andrew Luck now 8 for 10, 90 yards. Not to mention what he has done with his feet. Sanchez on to boot this ball away. DJ Reed, 5th-round draft pick from Kansas State, to return it. Antonio Morrison got down there first. Zach Pascal makes the special teams tackle. Let's go to the Toyota sideline report with more. Here's Caroline King.
Well, we got the treat of seeing Eric Ebron score his first touchdown in the blue and white, and Ebron has been a big personality for the Colts as soon as he came in as a free agent. He actually said this offseason, he told Andrew Luck he's like 7-Eleven. He's always open, and tonight he's been open and reliable, currently 3 for 3 with that touchdown. Back to you guys.
Caroline, thank you very much. One of the big name free agent acquisitions by Chris Ballard and staff during the offseason. Garoppolo throws, and it's knocked down. Darius Leonard got his hands on it.
And you're going to see a lot of this from Darius Leonard. Darius Leonard is a really, really good athlete. He can play in space. He can play the pass. And even though he's a rookie, he's got a good sense. He got a really deep drop in his zone defense. Pretty good pressure by John Simon. But excellent breakup.
Juszczyk, the fullback. The handoff goes to Alfred Morris. Zaire Franklin, the rookie from Syracuse, makes the play. You've liked him all camp long.
I really have. He's a really solid kid inside. I think he's going to give him some depth. Also, don't forget, John Simon did a heck of a job there in stripping the front players in front of him.
Much as Hassan Ridgeway has a sack in both preseason games so far, so too does John Simon.
So too does John Simon. John Simon defines playmaker when he's in there.
So 3rd down, Niners need to reach the 28-yard line. A little noise by this Lucas Oil Stadium crowd. Colts bring 4. Garoppolo throws. Catch made. Good one. Tackle made immediately. But that'll move the chains and then some. Gathers on the tackle. 1st down, Niners.
And this is the same thing. They're giving us some of our own medicine. This is the deep throw back in there behind the linebackers, underneath the safeties. You know, that's, again, those are dead spots in zone defense. And basically the way to prevent it is with pass rush.
Goodwin likes playing in this building. He had 5 catches for 116 yards when these two teams played in the regular season in October. Garoppolo looks to throw. He made us tuck it and run. And he will slide down just shy of the 50. 2nd and short coming up.
Yeah, way too easy. Again, we have struggled. We struggle with Wilson. We struggle with Flacco. And Garoppolo is one of the best boot passers in the league. I mean, we've got to immediately, before we get to Cincinnati, we got to straighten that edge defense out. And a bootleg is a play that can kill you with that misdirection.
8 yards on the carry by Garoppolo out of Eastern Illinois University. This time Simon is there. Selleck on the catch. Franklin wraps him up quickly. That'll be third down.
Really good job by Franklin. The excellent job by Franklin. Basically, that's a misdirection play. He was able to see it, not get fooled, and come right back into the pass coverage.
That young man on your screen was a 3-year captain at Syracuse.
And a double major in real curriculum. No, this is a really smart kid that has tools. I like him a lot.
You have a degree from Northwestern. I value your thoughts on outstanding curriculum.
He reminds me a little bit in the mold of Harrod, and Bracken's kind of short, but has really good vision.
Third and less than a yard. It's Morris, and Morris will have the first down. Second effort, able to spin out of the grasp of John Simon, and the Niners move the chains as they cross the 50 yet again.
Had good initial penetration, and then we just didn't get a linebacker feel. Good job by Simon, but he's coming from too far.
Grover Stewart, the second-year man up front for the Indianapolis Colts, eventually makes the tackle, but Kyle Shanahan's team converts on third and short.
Now we're back to the big ends with Hunt and Shear. They like that on first down.
On the handoff. Solid game. Believe that was Jeff Wilson Jr. Joe Staley, the longtime veteran, up and lead the way on that play.
Yeah, Staley is, one of the best. I actually coached against him. That's how long he's been in there. And of course, McGlinchey from Notre Dame has given them kind of bookend tackles on the right side. This team is going to be real talented when they get their running game going. And Goodwin, as you said, is emerging. I think he has elite written all over him before it's over.
Again, the handoff. Wilson follows the left side of that line, taken down just before he reaches the first down marker.
This is one of those games when I used to coach when I was struggling like this in the open field. I used to say, if we win the toss, let them put the ball on our own 20. We'll play red zone defense today.
Once again, third and short here for San Francisco. Niners finished 6-10 a year ago, but went 5-0 in the month of December. All games started by Garoppolo. Handoff goes to Morris, and it will be for a first down. Once again, the Niners convert on third and short. 10th play of the drive. Coming up here for the San Francisco 49ers. With less than 4 minutes to go before we get to the end of the half. It's Morris. Good tackle made by the Colts. That is Anthony Johnson that makes the play. I haven't had a chance to call Anthony's name all that much during the course of the preseason. But quickly, time is elapsing here at the end of the quarter, as we are down to 3:18 left to go in the second quarter. Amongst other places, Johnson has spent time with New England. Niners behind the chains here, second down and long. That's Goodwin on the catch. Desir immediately knocks him out of bounds.
Desir has been outstanding. He's had 2 really good plays, and this is a really good drive up front in front.
Another third down opportunity for the Niners. The last 2 have been third and less than a yard. This one, 3rd and 3 coming up. A very special guest about to join us here inside the broadcast booth at Lucas Oil Stadium.
Got to be alert for the rub routes here. Rub routes and pick routes.
Wilson the setback. Garoppolo looking left side the entire time. Nothing there. Comes back middle. Catch is made. First down for the Niners. That will take us close to the 2-minute warning. Niners, in fact, will not have to snap the ball again before the 2-minute warning if they don't want to. They'll huddle, but looks like this one is going to go to break. So we will take a break, and our booth becomes a 3-man booth when we come back as you're watching Indianapolis Colts football. Welcome back to Lucas Oil Stadium. Greg Rakestraw, Rick Venturi, but the important guy sitting between us. That would be the owner of the Indianapolis Colts in Jim Irsay. It's kind of become a preseason tradition. Last home game, we get some time with the owner of the team, Jim. It is good to see you. And just,
good to see you, Greg.
Your thoughts how the early days of the Frank Reich era is going here in Indianapolis?
Well, again, good to see that touchdown pass to Ebron. And, we obviously like both our tight ends. And what can you say about Andrew? I guess he forgot how to slide, but that's okay. Sometimes it just, you need that hit to kind of get your blood flowing. It didn't surprise me to see him get tackled and roughed a little bit, and the next thing he makes a big play. It's football, so it's contact. We talked to him about sliding, but he's got to make that decision himself ultimately.
It's a completion to use check, but there is a flag behind the play.
It always gets tougher in that red zone for those competitors to slide.
It is. They get amnesia, I think, Rick. Just it's tough. He's a competitor, and we've said before, he'd probably be a Pro Bowl tight end in this league if he wasn't a quarterback. So I tell you, he's in the best shape of his life. I mean, he, when they were working out with him, they were talking about the only guy some of these guys had worked with that they could compare him to is LeBron, LeBron James, that he's that rare of an athlete. And so I know he feels great being back out there, and Colts fans know what a competitor he is. If he can get an extra yard, he's going to get it.
Jim, you've talked patience and basically process and building this team. Again, as you look at it now that you've actually seen it in training camp, you've seen it through these preseason games, where do you think this team is right now going into Cincinnati in a couple weeks?
Well, as you know, Rick, particularly you being a defensive coordinator by ultimate nature, we're young on defense, real young, and we like some of our young linebackers, and defensively, we have some room to grow. But I think offensively, we get 25 back and T.Y.'s on the field with Doyle and Ebron, and Costanzo back protecting, and babyface Nelson crushing some people. I like our chances of scoring, 25, 28 points a game, which gives us a chance. I think defensively, we have to keep growing. We have some guys we like, but they're young.
Let me ask you this. You mentioned babyface, and we've been at this since '81 together.
I know
Who do you see in babyface? Did anybody come to mind?
I tell you, the only guy that even compares is Chris Hinton. Chris.
Yeah.
Chris was a really, really, as you know, because you were there, one of the rarest athletes ever to play in the National Football League. He could dunk a basketball coming out of college. Out of Northwestern, he was special. His bend, his flexibility, his strength, his overall athleticism was astounding. And I think babyface is like him, maybe 30 pounds heavier, and probably not quite as athletic because Chris was so rare there, but a lot like Chris.
He looks so much to me like our old rival in the old AFC East in John Hanna.
That's one guy you always that comes to mind, and you're careful when you throw that name around, as you know.
Exactly.
Basically, I tell you, he's special, and Hanna would be a great guy to follow.
We'll have more with Jim Irsay when we come back. Gold, the field goal is good. Niners back within one. Little 2-minute action for the Colts, and we come back. The last time the Indianapolis Colts touched the football, it led to a touchdown. Now a chance to work on that 2-minute drill with 63 seconds left to go before halftime. 7-6, the Colts have the lead after Robbie Gould's second field goal of the game. Bradley Pinion on to kick this ball away, and one more time. Greg Rakestraw, Rick Venturi, joined by the owner of the Indianapolis Colts in Jim Irsay.
Yeah, Greg, you mentioned about the clock, 63 seconds. You bring up a good point, Rick, as well. I'd love to see us go more no huddle this year. I really would with Andrew. Obviously in this situation, you see it come into play. but I think no huddle was made for him, and I've been trying to encourage that for a number of years, and we, obviously with Peyton we did it, but I'd love to see us do it more with Andrew.
On this drive, though, it's going to be Jacoby Brissett. So after the touchdown drive, enough for Andrew apparently in the preseason.
Yeah, well, that's okay. Brissett's been, as you guys know, such an incredible surprise for us. To me, if you give up a late one, you steal him. I believe he's one of the top 20 quarterbacks in this league. I really do. I know, obviously, it benefits me to be a salesman for his standpoint, but we're not interested in moving him anytime soon. It's a great thing to have when you have a guy that talented who's really just scratched the surface because he's so young.
Contractually, of course, he is signed through 2019. The first pass from the North Carolina State guy was to a fellow North Carolina State guy. This time it goes to the fellow from North Carolina in Eric Ebron. Sets up third down and short. And of course, Jacoby last year in 15 games, over 3,000 passing yards.
Well, no question. He didn't even have training camp. He comes in expected to, just get in there and perform immediately, and what a job he did. I think again, you give this kid time to develop and give him enough reps in practice. You have an outstanding player. I tell you, his poise, his athleticism, his accuracy, his arm strength, there's just so much there to love about him.
I got to ask you this, because it looks to me like you really have this organization in place to move forward. How much fun is it for you now working with Frank and with Chris and getting this thing going?
It's really exciting, Rick. As you know, the quarterback, the general manager, and the head coach are three pillars that I've always believed that you really need to be strong at, and I see us being extremely strong there. I think the Frank Reich situation, the way it developed, we were just very fortunate, and I can't say enough about Chris Ballard. I think our fans have to know that we're into patience and we're into building this thing for the long run. We want a chance to be great for a long period of time, and we've had some things behind the scenes that have tempted us to hurry it, if you will. Some guys that become available and that sort of thing, and you have to give up a high pick or what have you, and we've resisted just because we really want to make sure we build this thing the right way, and that's through the draft.
And let me ask you this, related to that, because I know you, and there's literally nothing you won't give this operation, this coaching staff, and Chris, the facilities to win. At what point, Jim, do you think it will be important to go a little bit of free agency? At what point do you see that coming?
Well, I think, Rick, the best way to go about it is to get the right price guys to plug some holes when you can see the opportunity to get a starter to help a weak area, and again, for the right price. I think that I'm not going to name teams and those sort of things, but you see people waste a lot of money. You just do in free agency, and so you have to pick your places, and that's what we're doing. And if we see an opportunity, we will. It's not a question of spending dollars. It's a question of being wise and knowing every dollar in free agency you spend, you may not be able to extend, for instance, someone like Nelson when his time is up or what have you. So, we think long-term and short-term. We live in 2022. But, we worked hard in 2018 as well, and we blend them together.
Hey, Jim, as always, thanks for the time.
Thanks,
Enjoy
Greg.
the rest
you
of the preseason.
You guys do a great job. And Rick didn't pour any root beer on my head. We didn't get to the Holden Smith story. We'll save that one, Rick, okay?
More halftime coverage comes your way next as you're watching Indianapolis Colts football.
Well, Coach, we heard one thing you wanted to see out of your offense this preseason was finding the end zone. They did that. What else did you like out of that first half?
Got the end zone. That was positive. You know, we had that drive before where I think we have it going. We're backed up. We get it going. We get a 3rd and 1 holding call. Got to eliminate that. But felt there was some decent rhythm. Defense doing a good job in the red zone.
Well, defensively, coming up almost with some big interceptions there. What do you want to see out of them in that second half?
Yeah, make those plays, get those turnovers. I mean, almost a couple big plays by Darius. We got to force turnovers. That's part of the key to this defense.
All right, well, thank you so much, Coach. Back to you.
Caroline, thank you very much. And Frank, we thank you for the time. Rigoberto Sanchez is on to boot this ball away. The Niners won the toss. They elected to defer. They'll start the second half down by a point, but with the football. A returnable kick from Sanchez. Zach Pascal, second time we have called his name on special teams so far in this game. George Odom also there to help make the play for the Colts. And the Niners start this drive at their own 25.
Well, you know, in that first half, you know, again, I thought we had a good performance out of Andrew. We moved the ball well, did get in the end zone. The biggest thing with the defense, it wasn't beautiful between the 20s, but at the end of the day in the National Football League, the most important statistics is points given up or lack thereof on defense, and you hold that game tight.
We saw Andrew Luck exit before halftime. Not Jimmy Garoppolo. Will get at least one series to start this half, and a little something different from the Colts on defense. They make a tackle behind the line of scrimmage, and of note, it's the ones on the field.
It's the ones on the field, and Ridgeway absolutely set that play up for Desir. He shot into backfield about 4 yards, and Desir's had an outstanding game tonight.
It is still ones versus ones here to start the third quarter. There you see Pierre Desir. Waived by the Seahawks at the end of training camp, signed by the Colts September the 3rd a season ago. Garoppolo, Juszczyk in the flat. Just at the first down marker, one of their big free agent acquisitions a season ago. He'll be just shy, 3rd and short.
Yeah, and he is a, you know, people forget what a fullback looks like, Greg. He is actually the Pro Bowl guy. There it is. And again, you know, that's a good job by Al Woods, who's been a very solid guy, who's made the transition, because the nose tackle is not that much different than he played last year.
97 career games in the regular season for Al Woods, his second year with the Colts. Handoff goes to Morris. He'll get the first down. Didn't get much, just had to cross the 35. Niners move the chain.
But we're firmer there. You know, we got to firm this running game up. You know, we got to firm it up right there. Again, very good by Sheard and very good by Ridgeway. This is very, very encouraging with Ridgeway. And again, he is playing with the ones again. But again, I've seen more quickness and twitch out of him this year that we never saw before. So, you know, he's on the arrow pointing up.
Ridgeway in his 3rd year, 4th round draft pick from Texas in 2016. Garoppolo checks down to Juszczyk, and Juszczyk, another 10-yard pickup out of the backfield.
Yeah, and this is just, they froze us up front there. You know, basically they froze Najee good with the you know, with the play fake. He looked in there, just lost it enough, tried to get back out, lost a little bit on the play action, out to the flat.
Juszczyk in his 6th season. Played his college football at Harvard. Last year had 33 catches for the Niners, has 2 on this drive. It was a first down. Morris picks up 4, and a long distance flag was just thrown from the back judge. That's one of the longer passes we've seen this evening.
He threw that from Southport, no question about it. From way back there.
They've got a young man that threw 6 touchdown passes in a game last night. That's a good reference.
There you go.
Holding, offense, number 75. 10-yard penalty, replay, first down.
That is Laken Tomlinson. He was required via a trade with Detroit last year. Played his college football at Duke. There you see the penalties, and again, those numbers down from a Colts perspective from what they were on Monday. You touched on playing a clean game, Rick. It's not been perfect, but it's been cleaner.
It's been better. It's been better. The one thing that really hurt us was, as Frank said at the half, was that 3rd and 1 that put us in a 3rd and 10 when we were moving it.
It's Selleck who turned before he caught the football, and that's the 3rd time we've seen that happen from a Niners receiver in this game.
Yeah. Selleck is really their backup. They're playing without Kittle from Iowa, who's really their best guy, and Selleck has really hurt them tonight.
Selleck had 21 catches a season ago with 4 touchdowns. You referenced Kittle. He had 43 catches last year.
He along with Goodwin, again, arrow pointing up.
It's the draw. It's Morris. Does what you hope that play is designed to do from a Niners perspective, make it a much easier 3rd down to convert. It sets up 3rd and 7.
Yeah, they're getting a lot of seams with our linemen. We're really into penetration, but there's going to have to be some kind of, redirection at times, because right now they're creating big seams between our linemen.
99 yards rushing in the first half of the Niners. Morris has the largest chunk of that. Taylor, the man in motion. Colts bring 4. Garoppolo. Chase from the pocket. Flag is thrown. Garoppolo will simply step out of bounds. In fact, a second violation as the hat goes flying from the referee too.
Good pressure there. He basically had him stopped. He had to get out of there, but there's going to be a hold there. If it's Lake Tomlinson, it'll be a hat trick with him. Now he's having a tough day in there at left guard.
You referenced Mike McGlinchey. He was the 9th pick in the draft by the Niners. He and Quentin Nelson, the 2 Notre Dame offensive linemen, both going in the top 10 of this year's draft. A little more camera time for our referee and Sean Smith.
There's 2 fouls, both by the offense. Holding, offense number 65. That penalty's declined. Personal foul, blindside block, number 58 offense. That penalty's also declined. The result of the play is 4th down.
Josh Garnett along with Weston Richburg, the guilty parties there, but because the result of the play was a 1-yard loss, the Colts will force the punt team to come on for San Francisco. And Simon, as you can see, got leveled in the not too distant past. That's a clean play, but not anymore in the National Football League. And Jeff Locke, who was in training camp with the Colts last year, veteran NFL punter, spent some time with the Vikings before his days in both Indianapolis and now with the Niners. Chester Rogers back deep to return, and for the 2nd time, Locke has pinned the Colts back at their own 10-yard line to start a drive. Colts have the football and a 1-point lead.
Welcome back to Lucas Oil Stadium, where the Colts lead the 49ers 7-6 in the 3rd quarter. I want to let everyone know about the Colts Books for Youth program presented by Cargo Services, which provides a book bag full of 25 age-appropriate books to foster youth in Indianapolis. Now, so far, 850,000 books have been distributed through 8,500 book bags. Now, if you would like to be a part of this movement, you can go to Colts.com/books for youth and see how you can get involved with the Colts Book for Youth. Back to you guys.
Caroline, thank you very much. It looks like some serious heavy lifting that Caroline was doing down there on the sidelines, Coach.
She looked ready, didn't she? I'll tell you what, that bag looked pretty heavy to me.
I may have taken a couple books out for the hit. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I can't carry around 25 books on the sideline for the whole game.
Caroline, great job as per usual. Thank you very much. Good run by Wilkins, and again, because the Colts are somewhat short at running back today, you're going to see some of the guys with the 1s, 2s, maybe even 3s carrying the football for the Colts today.
Well, and Wilkins and Michael are going to be critical in 2 weeks. Mack is very, very questionable for that Cincinnati game. So, and this is a kid I like. He gets that ball north and south. He's never flashy, but he ends up with positive yardage. He had 1,000+ at Ole Miss in that SEC, without necessarily being at the top of the rock there. I mean, he had to battle for it. And when we do get Mack back, they could be a terrific compliment, because Mack is just the opposite.
Offense number 43. Half the distance penalty. Replay, 2nd down.
Ross Travis, the guilty party on the whole. Let's go right back to Caroline Can. She is standing by with the returning Malik Hooker.
I'm here with Malik Hooker, getting a chance to get on the field for the first time. You're all smiles right now. So how fun was it to finally get out there?
It was great to be able to go back out there and get back in the rhythm of getting out into my routine and stuff like that before the games. I was pretty excited. And finally, I got to be out there besides Clay. That was the best part about it. The guy that I've been working with all season, so I'm very happy.
The muscle and the ball hawk, you guys looked fluid out there. How did that feel just to get back out there? Were you able to get into a rhythm?
Yeah, I felt like I got into rhythm for the most part. I mean, I got 20 plays today, which was pretty much the whole first quarter and a little bit of the second. So I'm very pleased with how I performed. I mean, obviously I can get better. You know, there's still time, 10 months and a couple of days out from surgery. So I can't be happy with myself.
Well, that really is the crazy part. I mean, they say if anyone goes in for an ACL, they're like 9 months. Okay, that's 9 months to be like a regular person, not to take the field for an NFL game. How was this process for you? You had to be focused. You had to be just very diligent to get back out here.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a long time. You know, I definitely give my credit to the training staff here, especially Aaron Burrell. You know, he was always on me and helping me out throughout this whole process. You know, my first week out of surgery, he happened to, you know, just come visit me at my house every day and do rehab with me. So like I said, I definitely give a lot of credit to the training staff and you know, and Clayton, of course, because, you know, that was who was helping me throughout this whole process mentally. So give credit to everybody that played a major role in me coming back out here. But, you know, there's still work to be done.
Well, you've had a lot of time to watch this defense, and then tonight getting out there with them. What do you think about this defense as a whole? Because for fans, there are a lot of questions, a lot of new faces on that defense.
I mean, I feel like a lot of players are still, you know, getting their feet wet. You know, start preseason game, guys are still figuring out a lot of the scheme and stuff like that still going on. So I feel like we can be scared good this year. You know, we got a lot of young guys and guys that's willing to take coaching. So I feel like we can be really good this year.
Well, we appreciate you joining us, everyone at home. The ball hawk back on the field. It was so nice to see it. Back to you guys.
Caroline, thank you very much. Malik Hooker last year as a rookie had interceptions in weeks 2, 3, and 4. He was the first Colts rookie to have an interception in 3 consecutive weeks since Eugene Daniel did it the first year the Colts were in Indianapolis back in '84. And how about Jacoby Brissett?
Oh, that was outstanding. You know, and on Malik there, Malik had a really good play tonight on a tremendous in the red zone on a tremendous breakup. But Brissett has been amazing here, and we've kind of missed it. It hasn't been protected very well, but he's getting it out of there.
Travis, the intended target, and it is hard to overthrow 6'7" of Ross Travis. Flag is down behind the play, and Brissett probably took a late hit from the looks of it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's caving in on him inside there. They get a low blow. The guy tackles him at the knee.
Roughing the passer, defense number 96. 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
And unfortunately is the local product in Sheldon Day that commits the penalty.
Yeah, he makes a mistake. They're gonna protect that quarterback either in the head or anything low like that. They're gonna protect him, and they should.
So Sheldon, now in his 3rd NFL season, was waived by the Jaguars last November. 2 days later, signed with the Niners.
Yeah, he's had a good preseason. He's found a niche for them, basically more as an inside rusher where he adds quickness. Now, Jacoby's throwing the ball pretty well. Every once in a while, he gets that Aroldis Chapman fastball that is pretty hard to catch.
Wilkins on the cutback, not much there.
I tell you, what I look for more when they get to Cincinnati is going to be a little bit more of the run-pass option, or what everybody calls the RPO running game, where you spread them out and you run, you count the box and you run or you throw it. Right now tonight, we've been running into a lot of 8-man fronts, which is preseason football. That happens, and you can look bad doing that.
2 receivers top side of the formation.
Single high all day long. All day long. Let's take a shot out there.
It'll be a handoff to Wilkins. Wilkins will dive forward for a couple. You referenced the fact he was a 1,000-yard rusher for Ole Miss last year. It was his yards per carry that caught my attention, Rick. 6.5 yards a carry.
I have been on the wagon for him, on the bandwagon, since they drafted him on that 3rd day. I've liked him from the beginning, and I like him because this is a north-south league. This is not a league that you jitterbug. Holes open and close in a millisecond, and you've got to have a guy that can hammer B gap to B gap. Mack will get you the outside bounce.
So 3rd and 7. Play clock at 5. Brissett throws through the hands. Again, there's that fastball. Shantavius Jones was the intended target. And Brissett hobbling a little bit towards the sidelines.
You know, really, it's a shame. Yeah, he's taken a beating in this game, and that shouldn't be. That 2 line not very good. Yeah, he's got a good release. Occasionally, it's a long release. That's the one thing I'd like to see him develop as he goes. is his throwing motion is loud, if you will. It's very exaggerated.
DJ White down to make the tackle for the Indianapolis Colts. The Niners start this drive at their own 20. Colts lead by 1, third quarter.
Colts preseason football is brought to you by Bud Light, game day's favorite light lager. United Healthcare, enter helmets at Colts.com/UHC. And by Kittles. Kittles, Indiana's home team since 1932.
The day is done for Jimmy Garoppolo. C.J. Beathard, who was one of 3 quarterbacks of the Niners last year that had over 1,000 yards passing. Young man out of Iowa will take over. Garoppolo's day, 9 of 19, 135 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Jeff Wilson Jr., the ball carrier. Margus Hunt makes the tackle for the Colts at second down.
Yeah, and Margus now has moved into the 3 technique. Basically, they've got Basham and Johnson on the edges, and Margus, who has become a very versatile player for us, has moved inside. So you're getting a little bit different look now, a little bit versatility as they try to develop, some rotational situations here on defense.
Margus in his second year with the Colts. They're coming over for the Bengals. Beathard throws, catch made, first down. Niners will move the chains. On the catch, it is Kendrick Bourne, second-year man from Eastern Washington.
What was really interesting last year.
Time now for our next Toyota Sideline Report. Here's Caroline Canna, as you can see, standing by with Eric Ebron.
I'm standing with Mr. Personality. That's what I've given him, the nickname that I've given him through training camp. And this preseason, you get your first touchdown tonight in the blue and white. How did it feel?
It's good. It's still preseason though, so I mean, we're just trying to find a rhythm, trying to find a groove, but I feel good. It feels good to, show our fans what's, up and coming this season, so I felt good.
I know Coach has said that's going to be pretty vanilla in the preseason as far as the playbook goes, but for you guys out there getting into that rhythm and diving a little bit into the playbook, how has that been this preseason?
I still think we haven't cracked open the playbook even a little bit. So I mean, that's kind of how it's been, how we've kind of played the preseason. We kind of played it kind of close to home and keeping a lot of things in house. So I mean, we have a long season. It's no point of spilling all the beans right now. So we'll see.
Does that make you excited knowing that you guys are doing some good things with nothing coming out of the playbook, but does it get you excited for the season, just to kind of, will you wait and see what all we can do?
It definitely has me excited for the season because, like I said, we have yet to really introduce anything or really, make, a statement on how good our offense could be. So I'm very excited. I'm excited to play with these group of guys. Everyone seems to be very motivated. We're very young, but that's really good because it's like you still get to mold that youth. So I feel like it's gonna be good for years to come.
Well, for you personally, getting settled in Indianapolis, you have a little son that we've seen come out to training camp. How has it been for you and your family coming to Indianapolis?
My family loves it here. Where we live, the amount of things we can do, everyone embracing us and accepting my family here. So it's been really good for us as a whole, and it's been a real easy move because it is hard with a 10-month-old. So, but you guys made it easy for us.
Well, you said you were Mr. 7-Eleven, always open. I believe you were 5 for 5 tonight with a touchdown. Not a bad night for Eric Ebron. So thank you so much for joining us.
I'm open.
Thanks. Back to you guys.
Caroline, thank you very much. And Eric, thanks for the time as always. That catch was made by Dante Pettis, second-round draft pick out of Washington. The big play on that drive was the 42-yard strike to Richie James Jr., another draft pick from this year, but a 7th-round pick out of Middle Tennessee. It's now 1st and 10 Niners at the Colts 15-yard line.
The biggest thing out on the field is, we gotta close those holes in the zone and do a better job with our defensive line of not giving up those big cracks on the run.
Beathard looks for Pettis, knocked away.
Good job there by Milton. Milton has been here for a while. Excellent defense on the press in the red zone. Excellent on the finish, playing the ball deep there. Excellent, he gets turned, he strips it out. Really, really good play.
Milton now in his 3rd year out of Georgia Tech, primarily a special teams guy, But Rick, those guys are going to be called on at some point in time this season to play on defense too.
Well, this could happen in the regular season. You lose Hairston and you lose Wilson. All of a sudden, Milton all of a sudden is number 4 or potentially number 3, and he is experienced.
On the flare, dropped. Raheem Nunez-Roches signed this offseason from Kansas City as he snags Jeremy McNichols behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, no, he doesn't get fooled on this one. They wanted to screen us. They wanted to get the pressure against man-to-man defense. Roches smells it out, runs right down the line of scrimmage and makes the play.
He's a veteran. We haven't heard much from him during the course of the preseason. But makes a big play here to set up 3rd down and 15.
This is a 4-man rush situation with that Tampa 2. They're lined up in it back there. They're protecting the end zone.
Back 7 are dropped some 10 yards off the play. So what you would expect, 7 or 8 yard pickup to McNichols. And Robbie Gould wants to hop on the field, and looks like here comes the rest of the special teams unit with him.
You know, the Colts definitely there were protecting the end zone. They conceded this by design. You know, they're gonna make you take 3. We're gonna give you a chance to get a big play on man-to-man. The biggest thing, though, is we really do have to tighten up that area in between the linebackers and the safeties. They basically had a lot of wide open stuff in there. And again, we're going to have to get much better on the run. What we've done a really good job of is that we've tightened it up, and you do naturally tighten it up when you get down in close quarters.
Not surprisingly, Robbie Gould automatic from 32 yards out. He's got all 9 Niners points. They lead by 2. Fans, Papa John's offers 2 large, 2 topping pizzas and a 2-liter for $22. Promo code BLUE22. 10% of the discounted price is donated to Riley Children's Foundation. Time now for our Citizens Energy scoring recap. The drive for the San Francisco 49ers goes 9 plays and 68 yards. Their number 2 team on offense took 4 minutes and 39 seconds off the clock. And as was a common refrain last year, a Robbie Gould field goal makes it 9-7 San Francisco. He made 39 field goals last year. That was the 3rd most in a single season in NFL history. Locke to boot this ball away. Hines can bring this one out.
Got a chance.
And Hines tripped up at the 22-yard line.
See, he put the left hand on the ball. It's almost like he's afraid to not get it stripped. You gotta get reckless here.
I'm not sure if that's something you work on, frankly, from a technique standpoint or a sports psychology standpoint.
Yeah, I think it's more sports psychology, actually. Good point. You know, the thing that Garoppolo brought to this team was they were averaging 17 points a game till he took over, and it went to 24-7. You know, they moved the ball extremely well between the 20s, but we've been tough when it counted around the red zone, around the red 20.
Best passing numbers a year ago for the Niners since 2000. Courtesy of Garoppolo. Michael makes the catch, but that will be a flag for lowering the helmet-to-helmet contact by Mark Nazacha. Michael was the receiver, and he was on the receiving end of what is now deemed an illegal hit. And like a lot of players would do in this situation.
Personal foul. Defense, number 53, lowering the head to initiate contact. 15-yard penalty added to the end of the run. Automatic, 1st down.
Rick, you saw the first thing it did was look at the Jumbotron and say, okay, what did I do wrong?
Yeah, and you know, I don't blame him on this. I mean, there's no malice here. He's just coming up playing football. I mean, you know, that's common sense. That's a bad call. I mean, it's good for us. But that's bad. That's good football right there. That is a bad call. They got to let that go.
Michael on the carry. And a solid gain off right tackle for 3 or 4 yards.
You know what's going to happen is common sense is going to have to enter back into this game. Again, here's a power pull right there. Double team. Michael getting some good work tonight. And again, Michael is going to be critical here in 2 weeks.
Let's also note who's out there. You see him on the screen right now. Denzel Good getting some reps after being nicked up for most of the preseason. Pascal was the intended target. Timing of that play was a bit off as Brissett stumbled somewhat getting out from behind the center. There's Denzel Good. Young man in his 4th NFL season, finished his days at Division II Mars Hill. Began his career at North Carolina State. I think if he's healthy, Rick, I think he's got the inside track for the right tackle job. So third down coming up. Line to gain is the 50 here for the Colts.
Showing blitz. Going to come out of it. No, they're coming.
Brissett throws the deep ball. Jones, the target, makes the catch in stride. Tripped up at the 3-yard line. Brissett will be helped up from behind the play.
One thing about Jacoby Brissett, if you want to give a grade for toughness, that guy is an A+. He stood in there, he makes a great throw, and they come right down the sternum. I mean, what a play by Brissett. What a play. What a throw under fire. What a throw.
Dakota Watson with the shot to put him down. Michael could not hurdle a defender. Gets to the 1-yard line. 54 yards was the gain from Jacoby Brissett to Shantavius Jones. And by the way, Brissett was 2nd in the league last year with touchdown passes over 60 yards. He had 4 of them.
He's got a big gun. Now, the two things I said in the pregame, the two things you have to do on offense to score points, you've got to get some big plays and you got to finish drives in the red zone. We finished one in the first half and we just got a 54-yarder. And it's good to see one of our receivers climb on top.
It's Michael again. Second effort. Gets him close. Gets him in
there.
Touchdown for Christian Michael. And the Lucas Oil Stadium fans roar in approval.
And you know, this is what I say. This defense, this is just a short power to the right. Again, he's struggling. He's driving. You know, they're obviously gonna look at a scoring play.
Elijah Lee was the tackler that Michael tried to run through for the last couple of yards. You see,
they're not going with a scoring play. Okay, we'll take it. Let's go.
They're holding him up.
Yeah, you look at scoring plays. I mean,
there is an official with a teal shirt on the near sideline that crosses his arms, tell the referee, don't start the play just yet. That they're still taking a look at it upstairs.
What? Yeah, you got to watch the knee right there. Watch the knee.
They've given him the go-ahead. Touchdown.
Yep.
Great job by Michael to run through contact.
Good job. Good job in extending that ball right in there.
The understudy kicker, Michael Badgley, is on for the extra point try. And the result is just the same. The Colts answer a Niners field goal with a touchdown of their own and take a 5-point lead with 55 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Christian Michael gives the Colts a 5-point lead. Be sure to visit the Bud Light Tailgate tent across the streets north of the stadium for pregame fun and $3 Bud Lights. Make the Bud Light tent your place before the game. Greg Rakestraw, Rick Venturi, Caroline Can with you. Preseason home finale for the Indianapolis Colts. They'll be on the road in Cincinnati. On Thursday night, we'll have that one for you too. Here is Badgley. Has a made field goal this preseason. This is the rookie from Miami of Florida.
Whoa. He's coming out.
Tripped up right around the 25-yard line. Adams on the tackle for the Colts. Time now for our Citizens Energy scoring recap. That Colts play drive was 6 plays and 78 yards. Took just 2 minutes and 16 seconds off the clock. Christian Michael cashed in with the 1-yard run, but it was the home run ball, Rick, that was great to see.
Yeah, it really was, and we need that. We need you got to score, you got to finish in the red zone, like I said, but you have to get chunk plays. And Shantavius Jones, we need somebody that can get on top of the defense besides T.Y. So anything we see there is encouraging.
Beathard.
Good pressure.
Dropped.
Good pressure.
Snared. Ryan Dallaire with one hand pulls him down.
Yeah, there was good pressure all over. Dallaire finished it off. We had good initial pressure off the right side. Here he comes. Excellent. Basham from the left. Very, very good.
Dallaire in his 3rd year out of Towson from the FCS ranks.
You know, we picked him up late, but he has shown some real speed off the edge, and you saw it right there.
It looks like there was movement on the front for the San Francisco 49ers.
False start. Offense number 33. 5-yard penalty. Remains 2nd down.
The running back McNichols, the guilty party. The Niners do not have to run a play here, and it looks like they won't. 10 penalties against the Niners, and that number much better for the Colts here in preseason game number 3. 15 minutes of football left to go this afternoon from Lucas Oil Stadium. The home team with a 14-9 lead against the San Francisco 49ers. It's now time for the Big Mac sack of the game, brought to you by McDonald's. It was delivered courtesy of Ryan Dallaire.
Yeah, and what you see here is double-edge pressure set up by Basham on the right, and then you're going to see Dallaire come in on the left. But this is basically double-edge pressure. Got him in there, and Dallaire has the ability not just to be fast, but he can get long at the end of the play, and you saw him have that great reach.
With that Colts sack, get a free Big Mac tomorrow when you buy one at a regular price. Beathard looking deep, settles short. McNichols, Franklin, Adams, amongst others that make the play, sets up 3rd down and long.
And what happens now, your zones, when you get 2nd and 100, now your zones become really good because they don't have time. Right now, our 2 edge rushers. Now, Torreya's back in there. We really want to get a look at him. We think he has upside, but he's just been injured. He just hasn't been in there. So he's on that right side now. This is a dead passing down. You want to take off and go here. Pin it back.
Line to gain is the 36-yard line for the Niners. Beathard throws, catch made. Positive yardage, but down shy of the 1st down marker. Let's get a Toyota sideline report with Caroline Can.
Unfortunate report here with an injury to John Simon, his neck, and he will not return to the game tonight. Back to you guys.
Caroline, thank you very much. And Simon, there's never question marks about him as a player. There was question marks about him as a fit going from a 3-4 to a 4-3. But Ricky's had an impressive preseason.
No, he's had a terrific preseason. Now this is the same thing that happened to him a year ago, though. You know, injury at the bad time. He's been a playmaker all the time.
Pascal back deep to return. Finds a seam. Pascal taken down at the 47-yard line. However, a flag is thrown behind the play.
I'll tell you what, though, Greg, right now with Hines struggling, it's really important now. We know that Rodgers can do it. We know that T.Y. can do it in a pinch. But, you know, all these young receivers now, it's very important for them to show us something.
During the return, illegal block in the back, return team number 35. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul, 1st down.
10-yard penalty, but it's a loss of about 23 yards on the field position trade. The Colts regular season starts on September the 9th against the Bengals. All fans in attendance receive a commemorative 35th season t-shirt. Get your tickets today at Colts.com/tickets.
I'd like to see us get a little quick rhythm passing now with Brissett. Brissett's really taken a beating and played his tail off, including that 54-yarder with guys bowling him right in the sternum.
Wilkins in as the setback for the Colts.
Quick, get it out.
Throws the long ball. Darrell Daniels with the catch. 1st down for the 2nd-year man out of the University of Washington.
Again, the vulnerabilities of this single high defense, which is becoming a trend in the league, is either one-on-one on the outside like the Centavius Jones play, or the seams, right down the seams that go in between the safeties and the corners. If you're not running seams, those are big issues for you.
28-yard pitch and catch from Brissett to Daniels. Those guys worked together a season ago. It's Wilkins, makes the first tackler miss. He's steered out of bounds after a pickup of 8, maybe 9.
Very deceptive guy. You know, you don't think he's moving, and all of a sudden it's a 9-yard gain on the edge, Greg. I mean, I just have a lot of faith in him. I think that he and Mac can be two real complementary parts for us. And Frank, I've watched a lot of Philadelphia Eagle films because we play them early. They did a really good job of utilizing different talents on different running backs.
Pick up of 8 that time for Wilkins. His number gets called again. It's the lead block from Jeremy Vunovich, who played every snap of last year's regular season for the Colts. Wilkins moves the chains for a first down.
Again, I call him a stutter go guy. He has that little bit of stutter, but he can get north and south quick. Very, very good vision, and doesn't mess around with it. Doesn't screw around, doesn't jitterbug back there, which if you do in this league, you're going to get swarmed.
Nyheim Hines in as the setback and gets the carry. And Hines gets back to the line of scrimmage and no more. So again, really 3 running backs for the Colts today. No Marlon Mack, no Robert Turbin, no Brandon Oliver, no Tion Green. Let's get a quick update from Caroline Can.
Now I'm joined by the other side of that ball hawk and muscle duo. Clayton Geathers joining me. We were just talking before we started this. So good to see Malik Hooker back on the field. What was it like to be out there with him tonight?
Felt great. To see 29 out there flying around, making plays, doing what he do, it felt great.
Well, for you too, to get in that rhythm with him, this is a player that you've known for a long time but never actually gotten to play with. What was it like for the two of you?
Yeah, to be actually out there in the game together, felt good. Communicated. We talked well out there, so it's just building off that.
How does your relationship off the field that the two of you have built over this offseason translate on the field?
It helps a lot, just knowing things personally off the field, and that's what the secondary group, the safety group, we kind of talk. We talk to each other, and we know a lot about each other off the field, so it helps a lot.
You're a veteran on this defense that has a lot of new faces, a lot of young talent. As you've watched this team this offseason and the preseason, where has this defense, in your opinion, grown the most?
Just coming together, buying in. This is a fast defense, so just learning the scheme and playing the scheme, and I think we're going to get better and better as the week go.
I know something that Matt Eberflus said, that when you and Malik were back on the field, they kind of started at square one with the install for the defense. For you personally, what has it been like to learn this new scheme and to play within those kind of parameters?
It's been good. It's been good. Like I said, fast. You just run and hit. You unleash the D-line, let the D-line hunt. Backers, everybody just running, and I like that. So it's been good.
Well, you've got to rate Malik's performance tonight since the two of you are so close. What are you giving him out there? He only had 20 snaps, so we know that. But how would you grade him?
20 snaps, he did great. He did great for that. It looked like, he was playing for a while. Even though this was his first game back, he looked comfortable out there. And, that's big. And, you see in the red zone, he made a play, and that's what he brings to the table. That's what he brings to the defense. So.
Awesome. Well, the muscle and the ball hawk, it was good to see both of you guys out there. We appreciate you joining us. Thanks.
All right, thank you.
Back to you guys.
Caroline, thank you very much. And Clayton, thanks for the time as well. Jacoby Brissett had a big gain on a scramble taken away because of a holding penalty, and that's where the drive ends. Rigoberto Sanchez will be asked to coffin corner this one as he'll take the snap back around his own 40-yard line.
Yeah, the LaRaven Clark nightmare continues on that hold because we really had something going. Brissett made a great play to get out of there.
The end-over-end kick. Another non-returnable punt, as that one is caught at about the 11-yard line. Colts looking for their second preseason win. A 5-point lead here in the fourth quarter. Fans, a message from your local Meijer. Local sports are a victory for our entire community, building leaders, teaching integrity, and sparking our economy. That's why Meijer is proud to sponsor local sports throughout Indiana, because when we support the home team, we all win. A meeting of the quarterback minds on the Indianapolis Colts sidelines. Andrew Luck and Jacoby Brissett, frankly, both have been impressive tonight, Rick.
Yeah, they really have, and really they had a lot of collapse around them. Both of them have extended plays. Oh, God, get it.
You referenced collapse. The new quarterback in the game, and Nick Mullins trips, falls, loses the football. The Colts recover, said football. And how about Ryan Dallaire? He has a sack, and he's got a fumble recovery, and the Colts take over inside the San Francisco 10.
Yeah, no question about it. But yeah, basically you see him stretch for the handoff. It's all messed up from the beginning. He's fallen over his right guard. Ball's on the ground. Colts get it with good pursuit. Johnny on the spot. In order to make big plays, you got to be in the right spot.
Well, that is because Raheem Nunez-Roches blew up the guard on that play and pushed him back into Mullins.
Going back to the quarterback situation, both of those guys played under duress tonight. I mean, we got to shore that up. But both guys really were tough in there.
Third quarterback, Philip Walker, second-year man from Temple in the game for the Colts. Had a touchdown pass on Monday night. Wilkins. And again, for those of you that, if you're just joining us, only 3 running backs for the Colts tonight. That's why you keep hearing Wilkins' name. And if Walker is on the field, you know that those 2 guys done for the night. Walker perhaps was in a battle for the third quarterback spot, a.k.a. practice squad with Brad Kaya. But unfortunately, Brad came down with an injury, actually was waived injured earlier this week. There might be a good chance that Philip Walker's on the practice squad for a second consecutive year for this team. And that is announced a little more than a week from now. Walker's pass tipped through the hands of a defensive back. That is Elijah Lee.
Philip is a real competitor. I said this before. He really struggles. Size works against him. As you saw, throwing inside, he threw really into a can of worms, and his accuracy is in and out. Tremendous competitor.
Third down conversions have been a good thing for the Indianapolis Colts tonight. They are 7 of 13. Our third down conversions presented by Huntington. Welcome to the bank that believes in looking out for its customers. Huntington, the official bank of the Colts.
Rub route to 42. Get him out in the flat. There he goes.
Looking for Hines.
Nice job, Phillip.
Back corner and overthrows everybody. Eric Swope was the closest Colt to the play. And here comes the special teams unit on. They're going to give Badgley a little bit of tape for his resume and allow him to kick the short field goal.
What an experience for him. And, as it goes, as you said, it's tape. Locke, who we cut in favor of, Sanchez for good reason, and Sanchez has played good for us, but Locke got another shot with the Niners and plays good.
There's been this unique trend that the Colts backup kicker in the preseason has found jobs elsewhere over the last few years. 25-yard attempt, and Badgley knocks it straight through. Still a one-possession game, but an 8-point lead for the Indianapolis Colts with 9:03 left to play. As the Colts celebrate their 35th season in Indianapolis, they're inviting Colts fans everywhere to help us select the Indianapolis Colts all 35 first and second teams. Visit Colts.com/vote to submit your vote for the top players at each position. The final results will be announced in late October. Visit Colts.com/vote today.
Greg, you made mention of the fact of our backup kickers. I mean, if I had a son, wouldn't you want him to learn under Vinatieri? I know he's going to break the record, but it really doesn't make any difference. There's nobody ever kicked better than him under pressure in the history of this game.
Badgley handles the kickoff as well. Bolden back deep to return this for the Niners. Cason Williams hems him in, and then he is dropped by Robin Thorese.
Fresh off the bus.
Time now for our Citizens Energy scoring recap. Wasn't exactly a lengthy drive. 4 plays and 2 yards. 48 seconds is what it took, but again, it was set up by the fumble recovery by Ryan Dallaire, and again, the play really forced by the veteran Raheem Nunez-Roches. We've talked about him a couple of times in tonight's game.
Yeah, this is a lot of improvement up front tonight. A lot of great red zone defense on both sides.
So Mullins a little better this time on his second snap compared to his first. McNichols the ball carrier, and wrapped up by Antonio Morrison. It's the first time we've talked about Morrison tonight. He led the team in tackles last year with 108. More on Antonio in a moment. Right now to Caroline Can we go for a Toyota Sideline Reports.
I'm joined by Chester Rogers, who tonight had a very nice spin move on the sideline to get a couple extra yards after that catch. Moments like that in Lucas Oil Stadium for you, what does it mean to be in front of this home crowd?
It's priceless, honestly. I love playing in front of the fans, being at home, and be able to make plays like that and get them excited, man. That's what it's about.
Well, it's been a tough competition at wide receiver for this offseason, something that you've said you've embraced and enjoyed. But to see this group of how you guys have been able to get better, and as this depth chart starts to fill out, what has this been like through this process?
Like you said, man, I love the competition, man. It brings the best out of all of us. We've been leaning on each other, learning from each other, because all of us bring, different skill sets to the game. So being able to lean on each other, man, it's only bringing the best.
What has T.Y. Hilton taught you over your career?
I learned a lot from T.Y., man. Like, he's not the most vocal, but just learning from his play and being around him. He's so smart and know everything about the game. You just got to soak it up.
Well, I know this preseason, the playbook has been pretty vanilla. Eric Ebron said earlier he feels like you guys haven't even gotten into the playbook, that he's excited for what the regular season will bring. But for you, are you excited of what this offense can do? Because it's been tough to see a rhythm in these preseason games.
Of course, like you said, it's preseason and you can't show too much, but I know what we have, in the toolbox. I know what the plays we have, and I trust the coaches. We got a hell of a plays that we can bring out, and it's going to come out regular season. So the fans just sit back and wait. It's going to happen.
I love it. I love the attitude. Well, you've had some time to work with Andrew Luck and get down that timing and kind of see how he works. He sees how you work. How has that been for you?
I love Andrew, man. I'm happy to have him back. He's healthy. He's taking hits. He's getting up. I'd be scared. Like, he had a scramble. I'm like, you okay? He's like, I'm great. So just to see him out there having fun, man, and helping him get back comfortable, I'm excited for him.
Awesome. Well, we're excited to have you, Chester. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Caroline. The deep ball thrown by Mullins falls harmlessly to the turf. Richie James Jr. was the intended target for the Niners. Punt team coming on. Locke will kick the ball away. Now, while we were away, TJ Green was the player that kind of had to go to the turf. Now his third year out of Clemson. Former second-round draft pick. Hopefully he's all right.
Yeah, he's had a really pretty good camp. He's been able to play one position. He would be an ideal fourth safety with Hooker coming back. Look at that.
Does a great job to grab that one before it potentially adds several yards on the end of that punt. Colts trying to put this one away. They lead by 8. The Indianapolis Colts and Anthem Angels have teamed up to honor those who are making a difference off the field. And we need your help in finding those hometown heroes. Just go to Colts.com/AnthemAngels and nominate someone you know who is helping others in our community. We'll recognize a different Anthem Angel at each home game this season. Your big playmaker may be one of them. 7:32 left to go in this home preseason finale.
We need a 5-minute drive and a score and make this a dead 2-possession game right here.
The old 4-minute offense for the Indianapolis Colts. Walker throws the out route. Catch made. Reese Fountain, draft pick from Northern Iowa, able to make the play and move the chains.
Big play. I think Reese has a big upside. Again, you're going to see him coming down on that out. The one thing that he has is speed and size, and I really believe we're going to need that opposite Hilton. We're going to need somebody like Centavious got on top of him. You need somebody to stretch the field. Good to see that, and of course, this is Walker's game too. If you can get Walker on the perimeter, Greg, get him out there on bootlegs, get him out there where he can see things, that's where he plays the best.
Fountain was the MVP of the East-West Shrine Game. He became the 19th player in Northern Iowa history drafted into the National Football League. Tremendous FCS program. It's Wilkins again. Not much room there. In fact, he will lose a yard on the play.
The thing about Reese was when they first came in as rookies, they were going to play Deion Kane on the weak side and Reese on the strong side, which is their natural side. But now, without a big speed guy, I think it'd be really important, and that's what they're doing tonight, is to put him on the weak side and just let him grow, because in the long run, you're going to get big-time speed.
Eric Swope out for this play. Krishan Hogan into the contest for the Colts.
Now they got him snuck in there. Now he's going to go across in motion. One-on-one back there. Get it to him.
Walker somehow avoids the sack. Turns it upfield and runs. Dives right at the first down marker. I think he's going to be just a bit short, but all three quarterbacks have been mobile. I'm not sure if anybody has been this elusive so far.
Yeah, LaRaven just whiffed. I mean, just absolutely whiffed. And this kid was a magic man right there. Now there you see Reese out there by himself. I'd like to see him go at a goal route right here.
Fourth and short.
I'm sorry, I lost sight of the chains. You still probably hit a touchdown if you do it.
Trying to draw him off sides, looks like. There may be a timeout coming here. Frank Reich is positioned next to an official. With one on the play clock. The whistle is blown. First timeout taken of the half for either side.
Yeah, our quarterbacks have moved. They've really had to move.
Phillip Walker has been impressive so far. All three quarterbacks have been impressive so far. Let's start with the starter, Andrew Luck. Again, bit of a rough night on Monday. No issues this evening.
No, very good getting out of trouble, extending plays, threw the ball extremely well. No question about it. Finally got us in the end zone right here with that seam pattern again. Very good night. You know, got to feel good going into Cincinnati with him.
Badgley on for a 51-yard field goal try. How about that?
All right.
The understudy getting it done.
57-51.
So Badgley, the rookie out of Miami of Florida, and we reference previous camp kickers that have gone on to other teams. Parkey, who left Indianapolis and went to the Philadelphia Eagles. Brandon McManus was here, went on to kick for the Denver Broncos. So there is a track record of guys going on from here and being successful, knowing that Adam Vinatieri has had this job on lockdown now for approaching a 13th season. Time now for our Citizens Energy scoring recap. Back-to-back drives that result in field goals for the Indianapolis Colts. This one 5 plays and 23 yards. 2:28 taken off the clock. So, Rick, they didn't take 5 minutes, but they did get you a two-score lead.
We did get the two-possession game. I wasn't counting on a 51-yard field goal. I wanted a little bit more ball control, but, you know, nice job by Walker getting out of trouble.
Badgley puts a boot into it. Bolden back to return. Mason Williams steers him back inside, and he won't make the 25-yard line.
You know, when I'm in the second half, I look for flashes. I look for little things that could be big things later. I pointed out in the Seattle game the big short yardage burst, you know, by our running back Wilkins to ice the game. I want to make reference here to that good outcut by Fountain. I think Fountain is the guy that is going to really have to come forward as the season goes on.
Player down for the Indianapolis Colts is DJ White. Backup cornerback, a little slow to get up at the end of that play. Robert Jackson coming on to replace him with 4:58 left to go in this contest. And the Colts will play again on Thursday night in Cincinnati as the preseason finale. And then a very rare quirk in the schedule. They will then see the Bengals again a week and a half later for the regular season opener here at Lucas Oil Stadium. But again, there might be a handful of guys that see significant playing time this coming Thursday that will see a lot of playing time the following Sunday.
Yeah, I really look forward to Thursday night's game. There's a lot of kids that are going to be playing for their life, a lot of jobs on the line. And the other thing that's critical for us is special teams on Thursday night is normally all your top players, and I don't think we're settled there yet on returns.
Mullins, catch made, that's Bourne on the slant. He'll pick up a gain of 8. A look at the upcoming schedule for the Indianapolis Colts. Bengals then on the road to half of the NFC East.
Well, you know, the reality of it is that in those first 4 games, there are 3 teams there that ended with losing records, with the Eagles obviously being the elite team in the National Football League, but you have opportunities, Greg. You really do. You have great opportunities in that first month, and that's why the Cincinnati game, the opener, is so big.
Personal foul, defense number 49. Lowering the head to initiate contact. 15-yard penalty added to the end of the run. Automatic first down.
I just hope these guys get it over with, you know, in the preseason.
That's Matthew Adams, the 7th-round draft pick out of Houston.
Yeah, now that's not a good play there. The one before, I don't call it the good hit there. There, you got to keep your head and eyes up on that tackle. There's no excuse for that one.
One of the things that defense coordinator Matt Eberflus will stress when given the opportunity, hamstring tackling. Keeping the head out of the frame. Mullins throws, pass caught by James. First down, San Francisco. Injury news from the sidelines. Let's go to Caroline Can.
Yeah, unfortunately, offensive lineman Denzel Good, who just came back from a hamstring injury, is now out of the rest of the game tonight with a knee injury. And then safety TJ Green is also out with a hamstring injury. Back to you guys.
Catch made down just outside of the end zone. First and goal coming up for San Francisco. Aldrick Robinson makes the play.
Robinson has had a good summer for him. Basically, this is a heck of a throw. Guy can't get his cornerback, can't get his head turned. White can't get turned around. You know, it's a touchdown.
Mullins, quarterback sneak, he's in. Touchdown. This game's not over yet. Touchdown for the Niners, their first of the game. Comes with their 3rd-string quarterback in the contest. Mullins out of Southern Mississippi.
This is, you talk about rugby tackle, this looks like a rugby scrum right here.
If you're a quarterback from Southern Miss, do you have to wear number 4 in the National Football League?
Yeah, I think you really do.
Automatic
rule?
rule?
That guy, Favre, or whatever his name, wore it.
So they will go for 2. Trying to get it down to a field goal lead. Niners will finish up the preseason at home against the LA Chargers on Thursday night. Mullins throws, knocked away.
Roughing the passer.
Andre Tolliver was the player that broke up the pass.
They're going to get another shot at it, Greg.
You're seeing some late flags added to that total. That was improved for the Colts today.
Roughing the passer, defense number 75. Half the distance penalty. We'll replay the try.
So Ryan Dallaire with a sack and with a fumble recovery, but unfortunately roughing the passer. That's the football equivalent of the Gordie Howe hat trick that Ryan Dallaire has in this game.
Yep, a little bit of everything.
Now the play call changes a bit. McNichols as the tailback.
Now you got a goal line look now.
It's McNichols. And he'll reach the corner. 2-point try is good. It is a 3-point game with 4:07 left to go in the contest.
Yeah, they get us boxed in here in a goal line defense. You know, they get White blocked on the edge. They freeze us inside. Then he takes the stretch outside to the weak side.
McNichols.
Penalty kill you.
Played his college football at Boise State.
Roughing the passer, now it is a field goal game.
We referenced those first 4 games of the season for the Indianapolis Colts. They are home to the Bengals on September the 9th. Then they go on the road for their next 2. Week 3 obviously jumps out at you. It is the Philadelphia Eagles, the defending Super Bowl champions, and oh yeah, the place where Frank Reich was coaching the last 2 years. Begin AFC South play back here against the Texans on September the 30th. Weeks 3, 4, and 5, because week 5 is a short week. Thursday night game against the Patriots. That's about as that's the meat grinder portion of the schedule for this football team.
I believe the first 4 games there, if they come out of here ready to go against Cincinnati, though, is workable. I think you're definitely competitive. There's no question about the Eagle game at Philadelphia is problematic. But the other 3, I've watched them already all summer. I watched them in the offseason. I think you definitely are competitive with those 3 teams.
Pinion knocks this one out of the back of the end zone. Let's go to our Citizens Energy scoring recap. The first touchdown drive of the night for the San Francisco 49ers was aided by a 15-yard penalty and a big strike down the field by the third-string quarterback in Nick Mullins. Took just 57 seconds off the clock, and Mullins caps it off with the 1-yard goal line plunge for 6 points.
And this is literally a 4-minute drill right here. This is 407-minute drill, and basically you've got to move the ball here. You've got to be able to run it, but you also got to be able to throw the bootleg pass. You've got to make first downs. You can't just sit on it.
Jimmy Garoppolo, nothing more than an interested spectator at this juncture of the game. Fake to Wilkins. Throws out in the flat. Eric Swope with the catch. First down, Colts. This is Eric's 5th year with the Colts franchise. He was on injured reserve all of last season.
Again, this is the play that they hit on 4th and 1 before, to the back in the flat. This time they throw it downfield. I like the call. You know, what teams tend to do when you get in there tight like that is run to and then throw it, and you end up getting backed up. You kick, and you stuff yourself. You know, keep playing the game. Keep playing the game. Don't be afraid to push it.
2 guys that played college basketball that are tight ends for the Colts exit in Ross Travis and Eric Swope. The other one comes in, Mo Alley Cox from VCU. 6 deep are the Colts at tight end currently.
And we would win any basketball game in the league with those guys.
The company 3-on-3 team is fantastic. It's Wilkins. And he'll dive forward. Back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Dexter McCoy in on the play. And San Francisco will start burning through some timeouts here with 3:54 left to go in the contest. The Colts regular season starts on September the 9th against the Bengals. All fans in attendance receive a commemorative 35th season t-shirt. Get your tickets today at Colts.com/tickets. Frank Reich, in addition to his long tenure as the backup to Jim Kelly in Buffalo, spent time with the Carolina Panthers, following Bill Polian down there to help the early days of that franchise. The Jets and the Lions for hanging him up as a player. Walker will throw. Quick hitter.
Good
Steve
job.
Ishmael on the catch. Lee will help take him down.
Well, Frank has been involved with 3 of the really state-of-the-art offense. This is a good job by Ishmael getting separation here. He drives the corner deep in that, and then he sits down. Good throw by Walker. What I started to say is Frank, you know, played in the K-gun with Jim Kelly, which was an innovative offense in the 80s. He coached here in the Manning era, which was state-of-the-art. And he comes from Philadelphia, which is the state-of-the-art in 2018. So no huddle, all the things you want, you're probably going to see. You really are probably going to see.
The 3rd and short.
Play of the game right here, Rake.
Niners now out of timeouts.
Eats clock and turns the field. Get it to the back.
Wilkins all alone. First down and then some. Tripped up at the 20-yard line.
Good job. He stayed in bounds, too. Again, this is the 3rd time this preseason that on a 3rd or 4th and short, we choose to throw the ball instead of hammering into 27 guys. And all 3 of them have worked. Nice little swing pass. They totally void the coverage. But again, those are good calls. We saw one in Seattle. We saw one earlier tonight. And now we saw that one on 3rd and 2.
Antone Exum made the tackle for the Niners.
Outstanding call. Good execution.
And now it is time to play the play clock, which is why Walker is waiting to get under the center in Deshaun Bond. Takes the snap at 2. And Wilkins, a yard or 2, but there is nothing that him to stop the clock. And we referenced Deshaun Bond. It is worth noting that he and Krishan Hogan are on the field together for the Colts, both from Warren Central. And Sheldon Day, of course, played earlier for the Niners. Warren Central High School has 3 players in this football game. That is remarkable.
That's amazing. And you know what? I thought Bond a year ago, and it was such a shame when he hurt that knee. I thought he stepped in there for Kelly and was doing a great job, to be honest with you. I was totally impressed with the kid. I hope he can make it all the way back.
He was hurt in the Seattle game in week 4 of the season last year. First came to the club on a local tryout camp after the draft. Nyheim Hines, the ball carrier. My partner made a reference to running into about 27 people. You know that's coming because you're trying to take time off the clock
there
as we get to the 2-minute warning. Indianapolis Colts looking to wrap up their second preseason victory. 20-17, they lead. Minutes left to play as you're watching Indianapolis Colts football. You are looking at our special teams player of the game, presented to you by your Central Indiana Honda dealers and CentralIndianaHondaDealers.com. The rookie kicker, Michael Badgley, has already made 2 field goals, his last one from 51. And he may be called on for one more about a play from now.
I was going to say he's not done yet.
You can visit the Central Indiana Honda Dealers online at CentralIndianaHondaDealers.com.
You take this play, you take it down to 115, even if you take the penalty, kick the field goal, then at least they've got to go for a touchdown. They've got to go the length of the field for a touchdown.
Hogan is the lone receiver. Handoff goes to Hines. Everybody knew that was coming. And the result was predictable, but you just bought 40 more seconds off the clock.
Yeah, you make 3 here, you give them the ball with 1 minute to go, but they've got to go the length of the field for 7.
So Badgley is on for the hat trick, looking to equal Robbie Gould with 3 made field goals in this game. Sanchez on to hold. This will be a 40-yard attempt.
This is a real pressure-packed kick because I think that the Players Union will kill you if you force this game into overtime.
And Badgley, money again. We weren't going to take the award back if he had missed it. But thankfully he didn't.
He did not. He went right straight through. All right, now we got to get a little pass rush here. I used to tell my guys right now, this is just a series of 3rd downs. So, line it up and put your ears back and go.
By the way, we referenced 3 young men from Warren Central High School that are getting to play in this game today. They're not the only local products that are playing in this contest as well. We'll tell you about that in a matter of a moment. First of all, our Citizens Energy scoring recap. 8 plays, 53 yards, 257 comes off the clock. I want to make sure you give a shout out to Chris Jones as well. Chris is a young man that has played in the Super Bowl with the New England Patriots. He is from Brownsburg High School, also in today's game for the San Francisco 49ers.
Big winner last night.
Knocking off Cathedral. Did the Bulldogs. This drive will start at the 25-yard line. Is the 7th-round draft pick out of Middle Tennessee. And Richie James takes a knee to save some time off the clock. Heads up play.
Well, we got some pretty fast guys in here. We got Johnson, we got Basham, we got McCain, and we have who's the other guy? I'm looking down there, trying to look through there, but
Dallaire is down there.
Yeah,
as well.
Dallaire is down there. So we got 4 really fast guys now on the edge. I would refer to that as a NASCAR package. This is speed now at all positions.
McCain, Basham, Johnson, and Dallaire, the front 4.
You're fast. Now turn it loose. There's no runs here. 0 runs.
Dallaire gets the sack. There's the fumble. Fight for the loose ball. Niners fall on the football. It is Pace Murphy.
Dallaire making noise tonight, but this is where you want to be. He's coming off that edge 100 miles an hour. They ain't going to stop him. There he goes, and Johnson was right there with him. Keep turning it loose, guys.
Clock continues to roll.
Turn it loose.
45 seconds left to play in the game. Mullins hit.
There you go.
Passes intercepted.
Get down.
Colts go win this football game. George Odom's looking to go to the house. He'll be knocked down to the 15-yard line. A couple of players down at the conclusion of that play.
Yeah, this is a lot. This is a big-time rush here. Forced to throw. And George Odom really has had a very good camp as a young safety. He could get the call if Green has an extended injury. Overthrow, he's in great position. has really good vision on the ball. Excellent angle to the ball. Nice interception. This has been a kid that's kind of under the radar that's had a very good camp, in my opinion.
Second turnover of the half forced by the Indianapolis Colts. One more snap is required. Phillip Walker will take a knee. And the Colts in the dress rehearsal, the most important game of the preseason, turned in a pretty solid performance.
I think very encouraging. There's certainly a lot of things to clean up, but some critical areas that we improved on. And boy, this is my favorite play right there.
Victory formation. The Colts now with victories against both Seattle and San Francisco in the preseason. And they will wrap up against the Bengals some 5 days from now.
NFC West champions right here in August. So this was a very, very encouraging night, though, in many, many ways. I think we feel really good about Andrew. I know it wasn't a great night last Monday, but this is kind of the Andrew we knew tonight.
Most of the first team will not play on Thursday night. Chance for some guys to either to make this club or another one when we reconvene for the final installment of Colts preseason football about an hour and 45 southeast from here. Colts win. Final score 23-17. Rick and I are back for final thoughts when we come back as you're watching Indianapolis Colts football.